Hi, my name is Rumbi. I'm a solicitor from RBM Solicitors. Today I'm going to speak about an area that's really dear to my heart in making applications for relatives who are living abroad. I'm going to give you a scenario or a case study of a case that we've recently dealt with so that you can perhaps understand the rules more clearly. So I'm from Zimbabwe, and at the moment there are a lot of difficulties in Zimbabwe, similar to lots of third world countries, and some of us are privileged to live in the United Kingdom, but we may have relatives who have had misfortune. Now the case I'm going to talk about is about a child whose parents died and his aunt lived in the United Kingdom. So she approached RBM Solicitors to say, how can I help my nephew? Because my nephew is living in Zimbabwe alone on the street. He was actually living on the street when she found him, because misfortune had just come into his life. His parents had died and he had no one to look after him. She found him, and in the end he was living with a school teacher at a school where he was staying. So it was a really sad situation, and we were able to actually make an application for that child to come and join his aunt as a dependent. Now there is a provision in the immigration rules where there are exceptional and compassionate circumstances where a child who's under 18 can come and join their relative, either their grandfather, grandmother, their aunt, or their uncle who has settlement in the United Kingdom on the basis of the particular circumstances of that case. So even a brother or a sister who is under the age of 18 can make an application to join their relative who has settlement here in the United Kingdom. That relative will get indefinite leave to remain in line with their UK-based relative. Now I stress here that there have to be compassionate circumstances. It has to be genuine and it has to be compassionate. So the case that we recently dealt with was where the parents were both dead and there was no other relative to look after this child, and he reached a stage where he was wandering the streets with absolutely nowhere to go. So cases where the parents are so ill that they cannot physically look after their children. So we've dealt with cases where a sister was their two sisters, and one sister lived in Zimbabwe. She was very, very ill, and it was her deathbed wish that her sister in the UK would look after her daughter. We made an application and she was able to join her aunt and live with her here. So that is an area that perhaps is that's not really explored a lot by a lot of people, but there is provision in the immigration rules. I won't bore you with the particular rules, but the general scenario, if you feel that you may have someone who may benefit from this, or a relative who's really coming to hard times, who is a minor under 18, then contact RBM Solicitors and we can assist you. We can evaluate your case and we can tell you whether you have merits for success and whether it's worth making an application like that. But we've had success in applications that are truly compelling, and I believe that there are many cases which are truly compelling because the circumstances in many countries are really dire and people are struggling to barely survive, and at times when orphaned they have absolutely no one to look after them except the relative who lives in the United Kingdom. Contact RBM Solicitors on the numbers given below and we'll be happy to assist you.